Hello, this is Steve David Kozich, Chief Spiritual Officer for the Lovemakers Foundation, a 501c3 spiritual charity whose purpose is to bring love to the world, and just as importantly, to bring love to each and every person on the planet. Today's love message, surprisingly now, comes the Friday before Valentine's Day, and I at first wanted to, do a Valentine's Day love message, but I found something more compelling, something that's more important. I mean, we all have our love lives, and at some point I'll be doing another follow-up love message on romantic love. But today's message, I think, is vital and is part of a two-part series. And today's love message is called Love, the Operating System of the Universe. And this has been inspired by the overwhelming information that I've been gathering on AI, the overwhelming issues in American and world societies, the difficulties individuals are having, especially the middle class and below are having with lack and economic difficulties. And of course, the spiritual issues that each and every one of us possesses somewhere in our hearts, from loneliness to sadness, anger, guilt, whatever it is. So I want to present to you in sort of a different way something about love, because today's love message, Love, the Operating System of the Universe, gives you a different spin on what I've been talking about for the past 5 years. What is an operating system? Well, an operating system, as we talk about computers, is that you have your hardware, your computer, and of course you have you, the person who bought the computer, or the programmer who's putting the programs in the computer. When you put in something in the computer like Microsoft or Apple, that's an operating system that allows your computer to run programs. In spiritual terms, the spiritual operating system I'm talking about today, and when I'm saying that love is the operating system of the universe, what I'm talking about is love is the operating system between your highest self, or God, and yourself, your personal, individual, physical self here on this planet. What is the mechanism, what is the operating system from our highest self, or from God to now? It's love. It's love. Long before there were galaxies and atoms, there was a field of pure, infinite potential. That potential has been exercising itself and emanating from itself, from the Creator, whether it's the Big Bang or God or whomever, whatever. What's been emanating and has created and is the operating system, but behind all that is love. Love is not something that the universe developed. Love is what is. Love is essence. And I have plenty of scientific thinkers to support that. Richard Schwartz and Jacqueline Olds from Harvard said that love is the basic and universal force across cultures and is the essential driver of human survival. Birchfield and Hatfield, pioneers of love research, also wrote Love and Physics, Consciousness. David Hawkins, of course, very popular metaphysician who scaled different levels of consciousness, not only to religious leaders, but to just different emotions. He basically measured love as a very, very high scale in consciousness. Evan Walker, PhD, he wrote a book called The Physics of Consciousness, The Quantum Mind and the Meaning of Life, which he talked about, love is very, very important. And of course, Federico Fagan, who I've talked about, has described and explicitly describes love as the essence of the universe. So what we have are people who are scientists, who are merging science with religion, I didn't really need to talk to you about scientists only as a third-party validation for what I've been talking about for 5 years. Because in this world of information, where information is doubling, I don't know, every day, every year, whatever, and there's 8 billion plus people on the planet, this message of love gets lost. It's getting lost. So, I brought in the third-party representations from scientists to validate what I've been saying, although I don't personally believe I need validation. Just like you don't need validation to become love and to act in love. I think it's observable that when you become love and are love, it's observable that great things happen. It's observable that love is the most powerful force in the world. It's observable that only love has kept this planet together. Can you imagine being under one authoritarian dictator that rules the whole world? And you've seen what authoritarianism looks like. And believe me, it's not pretty. As we, as individuals, need human freedom. We need love in our hearts for not only ourselves, but for others. We need to have passion. We need to connect with our highest selves to find total fulfillment in our lives. It doesn't necessarily mean happiness all the time, but it means fulfillment and connectivity to all that is, to everybody on the planet. When Jesus said God is love, he wasn't talking about physics, not talking about poetry. He was talking about the essence of life. The same with the Buddha and compassion. That's essence. That's essence. And that's what holds the world together. Without love, the human race, frankly, will not survive. Because that's not the glue. War, hate, greed is not the glue that keeps the world together, that doesn't unite us. It's love. Love is, of course, the master intelligence. I've defined God as absolute love. And I've defined love as the one thing that connects all religions and all human beings. One of the things that motivated me about this particular talk is AI. I had a great conversation about artificial intelligence with a few people this last week, and that really lit a fuse to discuss it today. And let me just say that AI is a tool that amplifies us as human beings. Once that is lost, it's game over. I was recounting the movie Terminator. That could happen if some rogue human being programs AI, because AI, artificial intelligence, merely reflects what's being programmed into it. So if the programming goes bad, guess what happens? I remember a movie called 2001: A Space Odyssey. That was 40, 50, 60 years ago, where artificial intelligence, could have taken over. So AI is not a new idea. But what the new idea is that love is the way. Love is the paradigm that we have to follow as human beings. Because obviously AI is going to replace a lot of jobs. As a former lawyer, I now know that AI probably can do just as well as I could a few years ago, and will be doing better than any attorney in the next 5 years or sooner. In fact, a lot of law firms have been busted for using AI improperly because AI made some mistakes. In 5 years, AI won't be making any mistakes. As human beings, we make mistakes, but that's the beauty of being human. Because we live life at its essence, out of love. AI is here to accelerate and magnify our potential. But as human beings, we need to take care of each other. As a human being, we need to see the spark of love in each and every person on the planet. Once that happens, people will not murder people anymore. There will be no war. There will be human survival, human abundance. And I hate to I dislike getting on my soapbox, but I've talked about human individual interaction with love. But sometimes in life, quite frankly, you have to stand up and talk about society, humanity. And as I do this, I feel the love coming from my heart. Because whenever you do anything in love, your consciousness is enhanced. You get closer to your highest self. You get closer to what you would define as God. You know, God can be defined many ways. In a Christian faith, it's defined a very specific way. In metaphysical faiths, it's defined different ways. In the Islamic faith, it's defined different ways, as Allah. In Eastern religions, it's defined, well, in Buddhism, it's defined probably as enlightenment, which connects maybe to all that is. In the Hindu religions, there are different gods. But the point is that what connects everything is love. And we have a choice now. We have a choice because I think our essence is love. We are love. Love is and should be the architecture of human destiny. But the call to love and what we have to do, and I'm talking to you, what we have to do is get on that path to becoming love. To speak from love, to embody love, to practice love each and every moment of our lives. To get on that path to becoming love. To spread the awareness of what love is and how expansive love is. From romantic love, of course, to maternal love, to spiritual love, to self-love. To finding passion in life. This is a big talk, isn't it? This is a big love message. Because we're talking about humanity now. We're talking about what you can do. And what you can do is become aligned with love. I was talking about Ram Dass, the famous author and speaker who has written many books about love, about consciousness, who went to India. And what he found at the end of his life is, hey, it's all about love and unconditional love. He found that. I think it was in his early 70s. He found it after a stroke. And he realized that just sitting there, even though he couldn't talk, he could still emanate love. Now, that's a heck of a human being. But he went through a lot over the years, whether it be hallucinogenic drugs or studying with a guru in India. I'm telling you right now, you don't have to do that. You can connect immediately with your highest self. You can connect immediately with God when you start loving. Start loving now. I'm going to make a bold assertion right now. And that assertion is that love is going to become the operating system of our planet and of the universe. That's how we survive and actually live life to the fullest here on this planet. And that's how humankind survives. Love is the highest intelligence known to humankind. And I pray this moment that love becomes the operating system for this planet and for every human being on this planet for you. Dear God, know that we know and make love the operating system for our lives, each and every moment of our lives, and that this operating system permeates our mind, hearts, body, and souls, and we know it does this moment, enhancing our lives in every way. I declare this is absolute truth. I declare that we shall spread love as the predominant operating system on this planet Earth to each and every human being. And that love is absolute truth. So it is so. Amen. And I release these words as absolute truth into the universe and into your hearts and souls. So I ask you to get on that path to love. Know love is your truth at whatever level. If you're a Christian, you're going to become a better Christian. If you're a Buddhist, you're going to become a better Buddhist. If you're in Islamic faith, you're going to become a better practitioner. But in any event, know one thing, love is the way. Check out our website, lovemakersfoundation.com. Check out our YouTube videos, become a subscriber. Tell your friends. Get involved with our foundation. Deborah and I are anticipating taking at least a 7 to 10 day road trip to spread this message of love out in the field. It's time we do that. So go in love, be love, and remember, love is the way.